You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 240 of the Battered Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Well, I mean, dealing with the traffic to get over here, I still got here. Well, I mean, it wasn't that bad to get over here, but then my computer almost blew up. Aside from that, I went to the game, guys. That's what happens.
Real quick, double birds to Florida Man for saying that we never start on time. So shout out to Florida Man and shout out to Gina. She is very active in the Discord. It's her birthday today. I don't know if she's going to be on here with us live, but shout out to Gina. Happy birthday to you. Chris, I didn't go to the game. I told you I wouldn't be going to any games for a while. My wife's basically 10 months pregnant at this point. We're still waiting for that, for the baby to come. So I can't take any chances. But how was the game, the environment, all that other stuff?
Well, it was good. Dennis Lopez is asking me, put the arepa down. I didn't have arepas today. I had quesadillas from the best food truck in Chase Stadium. I also got that bag, right? They came out with them things. Well, this is a shirt we already had.
What bag?
But they came out with some shirts today. They were giving shirts away. You're typically supposed to get one per person, but you know me, Danny. I got to come through.
And you took that to the stadium?
Well, I mean, this bag is mine. I took it because I took some ponchos because I thought it was going to rain.
No, but you took that bag into the stadium? They allow a bag that size in the stadium?
Yeah, it's that see-through Florida Blue bag that we got for free from the Florida Blue.
I didn't get anything for free.
What are you talking about? From the Florida Blue? You and I use a screenshot to be able to go and get things for free from there.
Yeah, but I got a fanny pack, I think, once. I've never gotten an actual book bag.
I mean, who gets a fanny pack? I get a book bag. What are you doing? So luckily, this backpack came in clutch because I got more than 4 shirts.
But why?
Right?
Leave some for everybody else. You already have a bunch.
Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I'm making arranged shirts, baby. Are you kidding me? More shirts? You kidding me? And this one is nice. It actually has the logo like right smack in the front. There's no Publix. There's no anything. And it's like really nice sort of fabric.
Oh, that's nice. If it just has the logo and nothing. Oh, it has the Publix in the back.
It has it in the back. It has it in the back.
Pretty nice.
But for the most part, in the front, you get your logo there. So that's fine. And again, I went to the game, guys. And Danny would have gone to the game if he could have. And he would have gotten this. We would have gone to the game. That's why we come late, by the way. I mean, if you want us right after the game, I don't know what to tell you guys. But
next week we can.
Oh, we go to games though, Danny.
Next week we can go right after.
And you know what? By the way, any of you that didn't go to games, tickets were like $30, $25 on StubHub. Shame on you. If you could have gone to the game, are you gonna start this? Oh,
are you gonna start calling people fake fans?
Absolutely. No, I'm not calling anybody fake fans. But what I'm telling you is this is a regular season game against the second best team in the Eastern side, and you don't go for $25 and get a free pink shirt. Shame on you.
Oh, shut up.
That's it. That's it.
Shout out to One World, One Goal.
Shame on you.
No baby yet. We're still waiting. So that's why you still see my face here. All right, well, let's get into the game, Chris. You thought 4-1. I thought 3-2. We both thought win, even though a part of me thought maybe we'd end up with a draw, but we both thought when it came down to it, we both thought we'd win. I mean, I guess before we get into the specifics, overall thoughts. Actually, before I do, I think it's kind of silly, all this clinching talk. Everybody's tweeting, like, oh, we clinched. We clinched a long time ago, guys. Like, we clinched a long time ago. That's silly. Well, on July 3rd, we got, I think it was 47 points at that point. Like, we were in. Like, we clinched. Yeah. I know it's official now, but we clinched. Like, it was done a long time ago. I guess it's cute to post it, and then the other thing that I find really weird is that everybody's like, we're basically the Supporter Shield winners. Like, no, we're not. We got 8 games to go. LAFC, I don't know why people have forgotten. LAFC is like right behind us. They have 2 games in
Yes.
hand.
Yeah.
They win both those games, and they're literally just 3 points behind us. Like,
Yeah.
unless you guys are just saying, like, oh, we're going to win the next 8 games without a problem, then yeah. I mean, technically, the ball's in our court. If we win all 8 games, yes, we 100% our supporters should win us. But I don't see how you guys think that this is a foregone conclusion. LAFC is a pretty good team, and they're right behind us.
Well, I think that they see that because we just beat a pretty good team that's right behind us.
Yeah, but
so
they see
but then they see the remainder of the opponents that we have, and they're like, we kind of got this in the bag.
Philly just had a good run in the Open Cup. We have Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Do we play Columbus again, don't we?
We play New England.
Charlotte, which has a great defense. Like it's not a cakewalk. Like, I just think it's silly. And don't forget that we lost to Atlanta at home randomly. Like, just you randomly have slip-ups. Again, I'm not saying that we shouldn't win it, right? I think that we are in the driver's seat, but I feel like the way everybody's like, oh, that's it. Give us the plate. We don't need Messi. Just let Messi rest until the playoffs. Like, what? No, I want Messi back now. Give me Messi back. So
yes.
All right, that was my
and Upcode is saying NYCFC will be annoying. They're going to be annoying as well. We got a couple of annoying
in that Sandlot.
Yes. We got a couple of annoying teams coming up. Toronto's annoying. They could possibly be a banger. Columbus right before them. And that's 3 days later.
We got Atlanta, but ain't nobody worried about Atlanta.
Yeah, nobody's worried about it. And it's a dumpster fire over there.
Yeah. No, and Rohan saying no need to rush Messi. I agree, no need to rush Messi. But people are saying, like, even if he's healthy, like, just put him on ice just to make sure he doesn't get hurt. No, absolutely not. If he's healthy, play. Don't rush back. Wait till you're 100% healthy. But if you're 100% healthy, I want to see you play. I want that chemistry to build.
So Gel is mentioning here, Supporter Shield is a must-win now if we want a ticket to CCC next season. And everybody's like, it's MLS Cup or bust. So, obviously it's MLS Cup or bust, but like, I think it's absolutely necessary to walk away with the Supporter Shield too. I feel like it's absolutely necessary at this point.
Should. 100%. Look, with 8 games to go, you're right there. But like I said, for people that are saying that it's a foregone conclusion, I don't see it. I want Messi to build some of that chemistry. Like, how often has Messi played with Gomez and Redondo behind him? Not very often this season.
Yeah.
And it looks like Gomez might be playing out in the left wing a lot this for the remainder of the year. But how often has Messi played with Cello? He played like a month with him, a couple games, 2 months.
You think that maybe Tata is using Diego Gomez now while he's got him? Just saying, I might as well just use him up as much as I can while I got him, because at the end of the year he's a goner.
Yeah. What else
instead of playing? But like using him in terms of filling him in for that Robert Taylor spot.
He's gonna find a place for him. Look, Robert Taylor, unfortunately, I don't think he's gonna get much playing time now, because Gomez is going to be out on the left wing, and if it's not Gomez, they're going to put Rojas over there once Messi comes back. So I look, and I know that you talk a lot about Robert Taylor. I coined him Neymar Light. I love Robert Taylor also. I think the heyday of Robert Taylor with Inter Miami is behind us, unfortunately. Unless there's like an injury. Unfortunately, I do. Unless there was like an Open Cup that we were still in or something. I unfortunately don't think that's happening.
We'll get into the starting lineups and all that stuff, Joe, for sure.
And just real quick, I believe Gressel left with a personal matter. Wasn't that what happened? He had like a personal issue, and that's why he wasn't even on the bench.
I'm not 100% certain on it, because it was news to me when he didn't start. And then the fact that I didn't see him on the bench, I figured to myself it had to be something that was related to personal reasons.
I heard that yesterday, because I don't think he was practicing with the team yesterday either. I think he had some type. And look, and I'm just wondering if that's what it was, because I believe I heard that somewhere. And look, Steve Munoz is confirming. Yes, it was for personal reasons. Yeah, so because I remember he wasn't with the team yesterday either. So all right.
Yeah, and then also we got the same thing from Stancy. So
all right. So go ahead, Chris. Oh, I'll pull it up for you.
So you got the starting lineup. I mean, the starting
Yeah.
lineup was a thing where I looked at and I said, this is kind of, I don't want to say weird, but the way that it looked structured was kind of weird. Because then you got Martinez playing like center left back, Busquets playing center back, Aviles playing center right back, and then you got, of course, Calendar in the goalie spot. Alba playing like a left wing back, Weigand right wing back, Bright and Redondo playing like center defensive midfielders, and then Gomez and Rojas playing left and right wing with Suarez filling the top at the striker position.
I like this.
I didn't think that it was a bad set. Let me tell you, I didn't think it was bad. Weigand has been super on his offensive bag lately. Like lately, he's been trying to push the pace on his offensive side. I think he's starting to see that there's a little bit of competition there with Ian Frey in terms of what his offensiveness can be able to bring to the team.
And I want to be very clear because I have been critical of Weigand over the last couple games, right? Like couple games. But for the most part, I like Weigand. I think he brings us a lot off defensively, just not offensively. What I've always said is that I feel Frey is better. And I want the better of the two to play. But I haven't thought that Weigand is horrible or bad. I just thought he's had a couple, like a rough run of games the last 2 or 3 games. Leagues Cup, I didn't think he was great in the Leagues Cup, I guess I could say. But for the most part this season, since he's been here, I've thought he's been an improvement or an upgrade over Yedlin. I like Cello. But I still think Frey gives me more, and I would like to see Frey over him, not because Cello is bad, but because I think Frey is better. So I want to be clear on that.
Well, and look, Dennis Lopez is saying here, stop with Cello offensive bag, Chris. He's a mess on offense. I mean, he literally had the assist within a minute of the game.
But that was just like he had like no defenders around him. He just laid it off for Suarez.
Listen, but an assist is an assist, right? While you sit there getting sponsored by stupid, disgusting, messy drinks.
And I promise you, I won't share the money with you either, bitch.
No, I mean, I don't want a cent of it. That drink is garbage. And look, Dennis, I'm not saying that Frey is way better or not. Okay, he is better. In terms of like the discussion today, I'm telling you that today and in recent games, you're starting to see that Cello is pushing the pace more offensively than we're used to.
And yes, Frey did play center back today, technically, right?
I think that was
filling that Aviles role. Yeah, that was the Aviles role. But I like it. Look, this lineup right here, I'm okay with him running this out the rest of the year. Because what we were talking about is like you have Gomez, Redondo, and Busquets, which everybody feels like those 3 midfielders need to play. But Bright has now made himself also a midfielder that needs to play. So what do you do with these 4 midfielders when he doesn't really play a diamond formation, right? He doesn't play with 4 midfielders. So what do? You do this. You put Busquets out of the center back, which basically pushes up and he helps build out of the back. You have Bright and Redondo up in the middle, and then you have Gomez putting pressure on the opposing defense when they're trying to bring the ball up. Like Cincinnati likes to build from the back, and Gomez and Rojas weren't allowing them to.
Yeah, they annihilated that.
I really like this lineup. I'm okay with them running out to 3-4-3 for the rest of the season if this is the way they're gonna go. I like this. I like this.
Let me tell you, but big ups to Bright because he's been consistent as it can ever be displayed. And Bright is on it right now. Like if he rides the rest of the season with the way that he's been playing, oh man, it's gonna be scary, bro.
Yeah, man. I really hope that Bright sticks with us for at least the next 2 years. Like, because I could see kind of the way Diego Gomez got poached in the summer, and we were lucky enough to keep it to the winter. I could see next summer people coming after Bright.
Yeah,
maybe not in January, but next summer I could see them coming after him, and because Bright has he's been. Has he been the? I mean, I guess I don't want to say it's easier to be the most consistent in the position he plays, because when you're an attacker, you're looked at as far as statistically. But he has been one of the most consistent players on this team. Like I can't remember an off game for him. Every game he stands out and has huge blocks. There was an Acosta, and I know I'm jumping ahead real quick, but there was an Acosta. Acosta basically scored. Like That
Yeah.
ball was going in, and Bright blocked that shot.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Bright is that guy, and I got to get that Bright shirt out there.
And Martinez too played a hell of a game. I mean,
He
if we're
also had
gonna
a
do
great
that,
save.
yes. Now,
But
Mike.
let's go in order.
Well, Mike V is mentioning here, Cello was exhausted. He wanted to be taken out, asked twice, but he was denied. Then he finally got hurt, or maybe he faked the hurt to get taken out, but he was limping.
Oh,
Now,
there we go.
I'll tell you
No.
something.
That's Mike V and his conspiracy theories against
No,
Tata.
I'm gonna tell you because it happened right in front of me. He ended up defending a shot that was possibly going to be going in with a header. And I'll tell you right now, as soon as that header happened, if you watch closely, he almost stumbles. I think that he suffered a concussion and he stayed on the field. If you notice, shortly after, he's like on the floor and he's talking to Frey, and Frey is telling him like what's going on. And he's like, he points to his head real quick, but then looks at the ref and points away. And he stayed in the game for as long as he can. I could tell you Cello was for sure concussed at the end of the game, for sure. Allegedly.
Maybe, I don't know. A lot of people saying that he had a groin injury.
Well, that's what some people say, but let me tell you, he looked like he got pretty freaking concussed.
Well, the only person here saying that Tata didn't want to listen to him was Mike V. So maybe Mike V saw something that nobody else saw. Maybe. It's hard, Mike. Mike, you drive such a hard I hate Tata bargain that sometimes I have to take a second to see if you're telling me the truth or you're just trying to bash on Tata again. So, okay. So maybe Tata didn't listen. Maybe he didn't realize how bad he was hurt.
Shout out to Jason. I saw him at the game as well. Hopefully you walked away with like 10 shirts because I did.
No, but you're the only douche that does that.
I did. No, I'm not. There was like 7 or 8 other people. There was like 7 or 8 other people that walked away with bagfuls of these. Okay? Bagfuls.
This is the reason they don't give away good things.
That's
because
not
they know
true.
douchebags like you are going to take them all.
I guarantee you they still got boxes of this. I guarantee you they still got boxes.
Look,
you want one? You want one, Danny? Because I got you
don't.
one.
No, Mike V's another douchebag. Look, he said he took 7 homes also.
Yeah, well, I was looking out for you too, Danny. I got you a shirt. I mean, if you don't want it,
no, I don't want that shit.
Okay, all right, good. I'm not gonna give it to you anyway. I'm not gonna give it to you anyway. Who's gonna give it to you?
All right, go ahead.
Just give it to someone else. So,
all right. Well, the game got started off rowdy, huh?
Yeah, it did. It was amazing. I mean, any time that you get like a first minute or 2 goal, I mean that just gasses everybody up. It was a beautiful pass by Cello, right? No matter how.
But can we give credit to how that started?
Well,
because
that was by Bright.
Was it Bright? I thought it was that. Can somebody in the chat confirm? Because Bright and David Martinez look so much alike that I have a really hard time, unless I can see the number, telling who is who on TV. I thought it was David Martinez, but maybe it was Bright because of where he was positioned when they won the ball. I initially thought it was Bright. Then I saw the replay, and then I thought it was David Martinez. So maybe somebody in the chat can clarify. Oh, it was Bright. Yeah. Okay, thank you. I thought it was David Martinez. It's impossible. They look so much alike. Okay, but I knew it was one of the two that went ahead. They intercepted the ball, and they got that going. Yeah, and if it's Bright, it makes me even happier that it's Bright because I love Bright. So Bright's he doesn't get an assist for that, but he's the one that constantly starts our playing possession. Our scoring possessions.
Yeah, that was perfect. He got the interception, looked out for Cello, which nobody ever does, gets it to Cello. Cello gets it, crosses it over, and then Luis Suarez gets it right off the chest and just plants it in the back of the net. Like, the worst part is, I'll tell you right now, somebody go find number 6 on Cincinnati and check if he's okay. Awazim, that guy for sure is not okay. Because if you noticed, I don't know if you saw this live, but after the goal was scored, it showed like if he was super injured. And he's just laying there in front of his goalie, either really, really hurt or really distraught because he is a disappointment in the defensive side.
No, he wasn't injured because he kept playing.
Well, he did keep playing, and then he also was the reason that poor defense also didn't help because we ended up scoring 5 minutes later.
Well, on my unofficial battered hair on stats, that's an assist for Bright.
Yes, it is. Maybe a double assist because you got the steal.
I'll give it let's give it a 1.5.
1.5. I'm good with that.
1.5 assists this game. I for Bright. Shout out to Bright.
I would have mentioned something. Nicholas Rodriguez says no Kristoff is difference at 6-1. I left the game maybe a minute after Kristoff came on the field, and I said to myself, "Oh my goodness, we're gonna suffer a goal in this game now." And luckily we didn't.
Look, that 6-1 loss, when you're playing, because I understand that we were playing 4 in the back, but let's be real. The way that Cello and well, in that game it was Negri push up, like we're left with 2 in the back. And when the 2 in the back are Kristoff and Busquets, I mean, you're gonna suffer. This game was different. We had 3 in the back, and Busquets was obviously one of them, but you had Aviles and David Martinez, completely different. Like, we knew that this game was going to be different. We knew that if we lost, which I think most of us thought that at worst we would draw, but we felt like we would win, that if we lost, it wouldn't be an ass kicking, right? Like, it would be a well-fought game because we had our squad now. All we're missing is Messi.
Oh, and look at what Joe Reyko says, guys, Bright might have helped us get another 2 points from difference from Cincy by giving Acosta that yellow card, because now he gets suspended for next game. That's another 3 assists from Bright.
There we go. So we're up to 4.5 assists this game.
Shout out to you, Joe Kerr. I didn't see you, but
I wasn't there, and I probably won't be there for a little while. Still waiting for my baby girl to be born.
Yes, it's coming.
Right.
It's coming.
So how are you feeling? Well, first of all, when he first scored, you know what the first thing I did was, which is I don't know why it was the first thing I did. I went to check how fast Campana scored his goal against Orlando. Because I was like, I don't know if this is the fastest, because that's the only other one I can remember that was as fast. And Campana's was at 36 seconds. And this one was exactly 30 seconds. So Luis Suarez has now the record for the fastest goal in Inter Miami history by 6 seconds. So shout out to the douchebag that is Luis Suarez.
So he steals not only the goal record, the fastest goal record in Inter Miami, but then also steals the striker position from Campana.
Yeah.
Basically.
And why is DeAndre Yellen trying to fight Luis Suarez? Because Luis Suarez is a douchebag.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know if you've seen him, but like he might be nice off the pitch, but on the pitch, oh my god, that guy, like I'm 100% sure.
Player.
Oh my god, like you must want to fight. You must want to punch him all the time. He seems like he is such a just annoying person to even stand around. He's always just like I don't know what happened between him and Yedlin throughout the game, but he bodied Yedlin. And then he stood over him and started yelling at him. I was like, what just happened? Like, Suarez is just, man.
I thought that he tripped him and then he was gonna, because you see that he pushes him.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think that he tripped him and felt like, I didn't want to do all that. Right. And then I thought that maybe he wanted to go up and help him. But then I thought to myself, well, maybe since he's already over him, I might as well just be the villain in this moment and just stand right over him as the Uruguayan Luis Suarez that I am. And just own this image here.
I don't know. Look, he is that guy that you hate to play against, but when he's on your team, you're happy because obviously what he did today, he does more often than not.
Yeah. Well, the 6 minute goal that ended up happening, which was another banger by Luis Suarez. I don't remember that very clearly.
Hold on, we'll get into that, but just real quick. Right, supercalifragilistic. Way gone, nice. The fastest assistant into Miami.
Nice, supercalifragilistic.
There you go.
Yeah, suck on that, Mike V.
What?
Yeah, Mike V was hating on Cello.
Everybody here hates, and I don't, but everybody here hates on Cello. I don't know why you.
Well, Mike V is the face of the Cello hate at this very moment.
No, he's not.
Or who was
he's
it?
Not.
Let me go back. Let me figure out who the face was.
Florida man.
Oh, no, Dennis Lopez.
And shout out and a double bird to Florida man because he was saying that we weren't going to get on here on time, and he ended up getting on here late. So shout out to Florida man. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my apologies, Mike V. It wasn't you. It was you, Dennis Lopez, down there in the comments. You are the captain of the Cello hate. Well, your boy Cello just got the fastest assist in Inter Miami history. So
I don't know. Did Solana go to the game? Because if he did, then the streak. Somebody says the streak continues every time he goes. Suarez is scoring. I don't know. Did Solana
I'm
go?
not sure. I'm not sure if he. I'm not sure if Solana went though.
Solana, did you go? I think I saw Solana in here earlier.
Yeah, he's in here somewhere.
Oh.
The second goal was Luis Suarez, which I think was an assist from Matias Rojas.
Yes.
I believe so, and I was pissed because I got a bet that Matias Rojas was gonna score.
You stopped betting on the team. We told you this.
I didn't hit that one. I didn't.
It was Matias Rojas. At that point, we're up 6 minutes in. How are you feeling? Because I know you predicted a 4-1 win. I'm sure at that point you're feeling really good.
I was feeling good, but at the same time, I kind of don't want to underestimate Cincinnati because I just don't know what they're capable of. Now, seeing that Lucho Acosta didn't start, right? Because that's another
Cincinnati
thing.
Doesn't win without him either.
And he didn't start. And just little by little, as you're watching the game, you really start to see that they are like a deer in headlights without this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Kubo tried as much as he can to sort of generate offense, and he's a pacey player, man. He's fast.
Like, I know, but they didn't have him playing up top this game. Like,
no,
with that 6-1 victory, they had him playing as like a 9, like a striker almost. He was playing up top like a center forward, and he wasn't there this game.
Yeah, I saw that and I felt more comfortable. One, Lucho's not starting. Two, Kubo had to come back and get the ball too often, run up the pitch by himself and make things happen. They weren't generating enough, to be honest.
And I'm sure people on here have heard it, but I'm going to say it one more time anyway. People say that Inter Miami can't win without Messi. We've proved that we can. Yeah. Since Lucho Acosta joined Cincinnati a couple years ago, they've never won a regular season game without Lucho Acosta. They won their first game without Lucho in the League's Cup against, I forgot what Mexican team it was. That was the first time they ever won a game without him. But they've never won a regular season game without Lucho Acosta, which is a wild stat.
That's wild, bro.
Mm-hmm. They've drawn, but they've never won.
I don't know. I felt pretty comfortable after being up 2-0. I imagine you felt pretty comfortable, no?
Yeah. And then real quick, I was messing with the guys from Inter Miami show because they posted a picture of Messi showing that he wasn't with the boot. But the last time they did that, the picture kind of went viral and they didn't watermark it. So shout out to Inter Miami show. So I messed with them because they did it this time, but they put it in a way that I could still crop it. So I cropped it and I posted it as my own, just messing with them. I let them know that I was doing it. And so that's what Joe Kerr is referring to. You got to watermark your stuff because if it goes viral, you're not going to get any credit.
Yep.
So,
trust me. That's happened.
Shout out to them. All right, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, so I mean, look, you that basically essentially wraps up the first half, right?
No,
I mean, other than the red card.
Not the red card. I thought that it was really stupid that at the 11th minute mark, basically in almost the final third, or maybe I guess it was the mid third, that Aviles is going.
Oh yeah,
to win the ball, like in the mid to final third.
He doesn't care
for no
where
reason.
It is.
In the 11th minute, I'm like, first of all, what the hell are you doing all the way up there? And second of all, why the hell are you going for such a crazy tackle to get a yellow card this early in the game? I knew that he was going to get a second yellow at some point. When he got that first one so early in the game, I knew he was going to get a red card. I was hoping it wouldn't be in the first half, but I knew it was going to happen.
I think he's a robot that's just built differently.
I like how aggressive he is. But he's got to learn, and I think Dante said in postgame, like he's just got to learn when to use it and how to use it because, man, like he's really going to cost us. We give David Ruiz a lot of crap because the red card that he got against Monterrey, because that was a big game. Aviles there's a chance that he could do something like that in a playoff game and cost us a playoff game. Like, I don't put it past him. And I'm somebody that defends Aviles because I like him. I think he is very good defensively. But, man, he is overly aggressive sometimes.
Well, there's just two players that we always got to be worried about is him and Ruiz.
But Ruiz doesn't play much. Toto
Well,
Aviles is a consistent starter.
That's the difference, right? And in reality, Aviles is like the catalyst of our defense, of our center back position. Like David Martinez just came like 3 days ago, right? He's just doing whatever he can at this moment. Aviles is like the anchor of the center back position at this very moment. We have a firecracker as the anchor of our center back position, which is supposed to be our calmest position.
I have a feeling next game, Frey starts. I think they're going to stick with this 4-3-4-3. And since Aviles is out, I think Frey starts at right center back.
Well, I think that Tata sees that he's capable. I mean, do I think that maybe he believes maybe he doesn't want to play him as often because of the injuries?
I was shocked.
Maybe.
I mean, is there anything else you want to touch on in the first half? I thought Luis Suarez getting a yellow late in the first half was dumb.
I mean, Luis Suarez, again, he's just a hothead. Like, other than that, I do see that, getting a red card for Toto Aviles, like, that's out of line, especially in that place.
You saw how Toto got that second yellow, and then he started acting like he got hit in the face?
Oh, yeah, no, that sliding tackle, he knew it was a wrap for him. And he's there, like, covering his face. Like, dude, you're cooked, bro. Just get up and take the red card and get the hell off the field. Oh, this is a hot take right here by Marasovic. Aviles will be a world-class center back.
I don't doubt it. I really like him, man. I mean, world-class, those are big words. But I think he will play for a top team in Europe at some point. I do. World-class, I think he has the possibility, the size, the skill. I think it can happen. But world class, those are big words. I wouldn't say that yet, but I do think he will be playing for one of the bigger teams in Europe at some point.
So he is like the next Sergio Ramos then?
No.
Hold on. Upcode is challenging you, Marasovic, saying world class.
Well, that's what I was saying. Look, I think he has the potential. Yeah, but how old is he now? 19? Is he 20 yet? I think his birthday just passed, right?
I don't know if you noticed. Well, no, I don't know if his birthday passed. That's just me saying bullshit. There was a picture that
that's why I thought it was his birthday.
That Redondo put up. That Redondo put up. Should I put it up here on the?
He's 20. He turned 20 in February, so he's 20. He's really young.
Should I put the picture that I sent you? I sent Danny a picture that Redondo put up of them eating dinner at some restaurant. And like a bunch of Sprite cans and Sprite bottles were on the table. And I sent them the picture and I said, it looks like they're all there celebrating Toto Aviles' 5th grade graduation party. Because he does look like a baby. So
he does look like a baby.
Yeah, for sure. But he plays like a Terminator. So look, world class is silly, Dennis Lopez, but like that's kind of how you like to talk about, like, not you, but just generally speaking, that's how people like to talk about younger players. So
yeah, that's what I said. I don't know about world class, but I do think that he has the skills. And could he become world class? Maybe, but I do think he has the skills to play for one of the top teams in Europe eventually. 100%. I do see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that basically wraps up the first half.
First half at halftime.
No, at halftime, I thought to myself, there has to be adjustments that are going to be made.
I didn't think anything was going to be made. And I didn't think anything needed to be made. And I think I tweeted it out also because I thought, well, let me preface this by saying at no point did I think that would play Frey. So I didn't think that was a possibility.
Yeah.
If I would have thought that was a possibility, I would be like, yes, absolutely, bring on Frey. Not thinking that Frey was a possibility and knowing that Gressel wasn't available, I didn't think that there was a need to do anything at half. I was like, let the same 11, now that they're getting this 15, 20-minute break at halftime, let them relax, chill, and I'm sure they have enough energy to go for the next 10 or 15 minutes and possibly even put up another one. Because I felt like even when we went down to 10 men, what's going on, Vice City? even when we went down to 10 men, I felt like we could still create. I felt like we controlled the game even with 10 men.
We did. But I mean, but that's the thing. What? Acosta didn't come in until the second half.
Right, but even then, I thought that we had control for a lot of that part, a lot of the time when he was in there.
Well, I mean, but you did start to see a little bit of a difference in the game.
Right, of course. At some point, you start. Yes. Initially, and then I think to start the second half, until Cincy kind of got into a groove, and then we're like, you know what, we just protect this lead. I thought that we had good control even with 10 men.
Well, so starting the half, right? We got Ian Frey coming in for Matias Rojas. We got Acosta coming in for Valenzuela, right? And then Sergio Santos on Cincinnati side coming in for Kevin Kelsey. Ian Murphy coming in for Joe Cocchini or whatever. I mean, at that point, there's huge differences being made, at least on their part. Ian Frey's a big difference on our part, filling in as a defender over Matias Rojas. So,
and I felt like we kind of went to a 3-5-1. It was the three in the back. You could say a 5-3-1 if you want, because Weigand and Alba were a little more defensive. So you can say a 5-3-1. And then we kind of just left Suarez just chilling up there by himself. But the reason that I think that this defense didn't look that bad is because hypothetically, if we still had 11 men out there, and let's say Messi was healthy, and we played with a 5-3-2, Messi and Suarez weren't going to help out in the defense anyway. We have to rely on these 8 guys to defend anyway.
Yes.
Like Messi and Suarez aren't going to help. And I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, like, we don't expect them to help defensively. So these 8 guys need to be able to defend these good teams anyway. And I think that they showed that they could. We kept the clean sheet, and I think that they did a good job defending, even with these with the 9 men, even though this is going to be a regular defense regardless.
Well, I think that structurally speaking, and last episode we mentioned how Tata is a good setter of the game and not a good manager during. And I feel like this is a key move that he made during the game that really was well managed. To be able to bring in Frey, take out Matias Rojas, you bring in a better defensive presence with some offensive mindset as well. Wasn't a bad move. Can't knock Tata for that.
Let me just address this real quick. Darcy's asking, what was the thing that Suarez supposedly having to miss the game? In the past, because MLS at one point was short a lot of big names, in order to promote their all-star game, they needed to have as many big names show up as possible. So they didn't want anybody missing those all-star games. Makes sense, I guess. I haven't heard if they've kept that rule or not. Now, because we now have more big names throughout the league, I don't think that rule is as necessary as it once was. Look, Messi and Suarez didn't play. And even just from Inter Miami, you still had Busquets and Alba. Like, that's not a rule that I think now is necessary for the MLS. Do I know if they got rid of it or if it's still a real rule? I have no idea. But that was the original rule in the past. And also, Suarez technically said he couldn't play because he was feeling discomfort in his knee. They can't force him to play if he's technically feeling not 100%. So that is what Cincinnati fans were upset about, because they felt since he didn't play in the All-Star game that he should be suspended, and because that was the old rule. I haven't seen the new rule or it being said this year, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but that's what the whole thing was about.
You know, I know that we can't really speak hypothetically because the game's over, but like, let's say Campana would have played in place for Suarez. You think we would have gotten those 2 goals for 7 minutes?
We might have gotten one of them. I don't know if he finishes both. And I hate saying that, but I've lost so much confidence in Campana.
I mean,
before the season started, I probably would have said yes, but maybe he gets one of them.
Well, I mean, I'm just wondering. I'm just asking the question because if people do decide to ride this down the pike and say, well, Luis Suarez shouldn't have played, I wonder if the outcome would have been the same. I was just, wondering.
Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't trust. If Messi would have been playing, it would have finished it.
Oh, come on.
Mhm.
of course. Now, after those changes were made, Danny, right? The game did change a little bit, like I said,
Mhm.
right? Acosta comes on, he changes it a little bit. You start to see that they're attacking more. There's a little bit more cohesiveness on their side.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be honest, like I'm happy in my seats where we were sitting because in
You got the whole
reality,
game.
all the action was there.
Mhm.
All the action. And then defensively, it looked like it was a mess. But then you start to see how awesome our defenders were playing. And it was great. I mean, people were pitching in all over the place. Martinez was pitching in, Bright was pitching in, Cello was pitching in. A lot of other players like them, I mean, Bright's always been very good, but the other players, I mean, we haven't been too fond of them exactly either. So
I saw somebody earlier in the chat say that they thought Frey was invisible. I thought Frey did a great job working out of pressure because at some point, since he was putting a lot of pressure on the ball, and Frey was unfazed by that
he
pressure. I thought Frey did a great job.
he carried the ball like halfway up the field.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, he had the ball. He carried it the whole almost half the way and said, "You know what? Let me spit it back."
Yeah, no, I thought that they did a great job. They were, because they had only Suarez up top. They were, for the most part, they were building out of the back and just they're trying to build. And when they couldn't build, they play a long ball to Suarez. Suarez wouldn't be able to do anything with it, but that's okay. They'd go back to defending. I thought
Yeah.
that the second half was great. I thought the defense was solid as a whole. I thought Jordi Alba and Cheto were doing a good job getting back on defense. Bright, more blocks in the box. Like I said, and it's a stat that I'd have to check up on now to see if it's still accurate. Maybe I'll do it before the next show. But the last time that I checked the stats, he was one of only 3 midfielders that was in the top 50 for block shots.
Oh,
The rest are all center backs, literally all center backs. Top 50, all center backs. There's 3 midfielders. Bright was one of them with block shots because he gets in the box and he makes things happen. And then he was leading the league in interceptions. I don't know if that's still happening also. But Bright, solid spot for the defense. And David Martinez also had a big-time block. Like, it's awesome. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing.
Well, before those things happen, Ben Krem comes in for Redondo. Now, I want to mention something because there was a chance that Redondo had at the goal in the second half. And I don't know if you guys remember it, but Redondo had an opportunity. And at that moment, after that happened, I said to myself, Redondo absolutely is horrible in offense.
I thought Redondo had a good game.
No. He had a phenomenal game. But in that instance that he had the opportunity to finish, I thought to myself, I mean, look, my angle was terrible. He was far away. I couldn't see well. I think that he should have finished that. And then the worst part is Ben Krent comes in for him. He also at some point had an opportunity to get a banger. And then I think he ends up like tripping or slipping at some point.
I thought Ben Krem's was worse than Redondo's. No, it was worse than Redondo's. He just tripped over himself.
His was worse than Redondo's because Redondo, he just couldn't get behind his shot. But I think that Ben Krem and good evening, Justin Blair. Welcome and rest in peace to your team. Rest in peace. And rest in peace not only to your team, but rest in peace to your boy number 6. You need to check up on that guy, buddy. Number 6 is in a clinic somewhere. Or in a liquor store.
I wish Justin was here to talk to right now, because I would like to ask him what's up with all the Cincy fans, because they're distraught right now. Like, you remember when they beat us 6-1 and when like the official Twitter account was like, "Oh, we're number 1, blah blah." And right now it's like, "Oh my God, I'm not supporting the MLS anymore. They keep helping Miami." We played with 10 men. What do you mean they're helping We played with 10 men for like 60 minutes. Like, what? They're like, "Oh, Suarez shouldn't be playing." I swear to God, I never want to see a Cincinnati player play in the All-Star game again. Never again. This is so unfair.
They did not do that. They didn't do that.
What's going on, Justin? What's up with your peoples? Like, you guys are Bengals fans. You guys should be used to sucking.
Well,
Sorry,
I
go
mean,
ahead, Chris.
Bengals fans in reality, they're used to the playoffs. They usually made the playoffs a lot. I mean, they just never
Yeah.
got past the first round.
Well,
If you
actually,
can think first
well, they made it to the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
a couple years ago, but other than that, they were perennial first round eliminated
Yeah.
every year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, enough of the egg ball. Let's get back to the round ball. So we had those things happen, and then finally, we end up getting a little campana action in the 86th minute. David Ruiz comes in as well.
Yannick Bright is
Chris,
still leading in interceptions per 90 minutes. Sorry, I just
oh,
finally found it. So he's
nice.
still leading the league in interceptions per 90 minutes.
And I think that rule is so stupid, Justin. Justin's commenting here saying that he can't believe that nonsense, that he can't defend it. He thinks the rule is dumb. I think it's dumb as well.
Yeah. But like I
And
said, but I
it is
think
illegal.
it made sense when you only had like 3 recognizable names in the league. I feel like there's enough names throughout the league now that you don't need that. Like people know who Cucho is, Acosta, Lucho Acosta. You got Busquets and Alba. Like you don't need every single big name to show up anymore. I understand why they did it before. I don't know. I haven't seen the rule book, but I would assume that that's not a rule anymore.
Yeah. And Sarah Jane is saying that they clicked notify me, but I got no notification that this was live.
Hit that bell again. You gotta hit
hit
that bell.
Unhit that bell and then hit the bell again.
And for those of you on here live, make sure you hit the like button. We really appreciate it. It does help us out a lot.
Yes. Now, Factual Fruit saying ref was fair since he brought nothing tonight. Palapinga. That's couldn't have said it any better. Factual Fruit.
I mean, yeah, you definitely took a Chris line for sure.
Yes, that's that's a great line right there. So we end the game. I mean, look, there was a couple opportunities that Cincy had, but thanks to our stellar defense with a man down, we end up walking away with a clean sheet, which finishes off with discussing Drake Callender and his play. He attacked the ball when he needed to. There was maybe 1 or 2 times where I saw that he was a little gung-ho about attacking the ball instead of playing his space. But it was a great showing by him. It's a clean sheet. I don't think we can ask for anything better. Wrong? Right or wrong?
No. And I was that Drake Calendar's 5th clean sheet of the season, I think. Maybe 5th.
It might have been the 5th.
I think that might be his 5th clean sheet. So let's see where else we're leading. We're leading in yellow cards by a player. Tomas Aviles was in 2nd place before today. He now leads the league in yellow cards with 10. It's at the 5th. It's the 5th yellow card that gives you a suspension, correct?
Yes.
Somebody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's the 5th. So what happened today is he now has another 5, right? He already had a 5-game a suspension for his first 5. He now has a suspension for his second 5 plus a red card suspension. So correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that he may be suspended for 2 games. He's going to miss 2 games. He's going to miss the Chicago game next week, and I think he might miss the Philadelphia game the following or 2 weeks after that, which is on September 14th. Which means Ian Frey is going to get some playing time.
Well, that's good. I think that Ian Frey is going to need the playing time for sure, especially with how inconsistent our center backs have been.
Ooh, yeah, and let's not forget to give Drake his flowers. Because he had some big stops, especially in the second half. There was a shot from outside the box that he stopped, and it kind of bounced, and there was like a crowd of people there, and he ran up to it and punched it out. Yeah. And I thought that was a great play. I thought that I understand that our defense played well, but Drake also did his thing with a few of those stops. He wasn't asked to do a lot, but when he had to show up, he did. So shout out to Drake, because I thought Drake had a great game also. I think everybody today, more or less outside of Tomas Aviles, I guess. I think
let me look up this. Let me look up this stupid FUT mob crap and see what the hell FUT mob has to say about Inter Miami's team as a
Well,
whole, you'll probably get it better than I would because
I just pulled it up,
my computer's
and
like blowing up.
nobody got under a 7, which is pretty good for their scoring system. Nobody got under a 7 except for Tomas Aviles. So the lowest grade outside of Tomas Aviles was a 7.0 for Redondo. I thought Redondo had a pretty good game. And who do you think was the highest score? Oh no, without having a goal or an assist.
Without having a goal or an assist, I
Right,
would
because
like
that
to say,
automatically boosts you up.
I would like to say it's Bright.
Bright second. Oh, tied for second highest. It's Busquets, and then it would be Bright and Alba. Oh no, Drake Holland was an 8.4. The whole team, man. The whole team balled out. The whole
That
team
was
balled out.
great. That's great, man.
Yeah,
Look,
the whole
other
team
people
had a
are
good
saying
game.
Martinez, Boosie.
Boosie had a good game.
Yeah, David
And Bright
Martinez
had a
as
game
well.
also.
Look at that. But Rohan is saying 13 duels won by Boosie. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, this game was a really good way to be able to see the fact that to be able to see how well we play on offense and on defense.
Yannick Bright had 10 duels won.
That's phenomenal, man.
Yannick Bright, man. I love this kid. That's awesome.
I really hope he doesn't go anywhere.
He won't go
I really
anywhere.
hope so.
At least, I don't think next year. The soonest I see him maybe leaving is maybe next summer. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Hopefully he sticks around for a while. All right. So Tomas Avila is probably out for 2 games, unless anybody corrects me, and it's not after five yellows. But I believe it is after 5 yellows. So that would be like a twofer. That would be a red card suspension and a yellow card accumulation suspension.
Well, overall, in terms of the game, it was a phenomenal game. We showed great poise on offense, really good tenacity on defense. The goalie played well. I thought it was a phenomenal game.
And Mr. Krabs, Yannick Bright is Italian. He's going to end up on AC Milan or something. Just so you know, Yannick Bright, I believe, considered no longer playing soccer because his brother made it on the AC Milan academy and he did not. So he ended up coming to the States and playing college soccer here, and that's why he ended in the draft and ended up with us. But his brother ended up making it. I don't know how he's doing or where he is now, but they both tried out for the AC Milan academy, and only his brother made it. So yeah, I wouldn't doubt that he wants to go back and play there, and specifically for AC Milan, or unless he has ill will towards them for not picking him up. I don't know.
Could be, yeah. I mean, you just shocked a lot of people for sure.
Yeah. So, like we do, who do you think was your man of the match? And then who was the one that I guess would say que pena, like the que pena performance of the game?
So the que pena so I'll start off with the man of the match. I already mentioned it, and that was Bright. I feel like Bright was the man of the match, and it's just, and we're not trying to give him credit just to say like we're giving Bright credit because he's like not one of the top 3 or 4 guys on this team. It's like, no, he deserves it. He played super well, was really good on offense, was really good on defense, stole a lot of passes, was a contributor on offense where you don't see on the stat sheet. I mean, Bright consistently over the pan of like 9 games, 10 games has been fantastic. And then my que pena player is going to be Aviles. What are you doing making tackles at the 10th, 11th minute on the other side of your pitch? What are we doing? I mean, are you dying for beef that bad? Like, you want all the smoke. I get it, Aviles. You want all the smoke. But, dude, you're going to cost us a lot in the future. Those are boneheaded plays.
If I was to ask you, outside of the 4 main guys, right? Suarez, Messi, Busquets, and Alba. Outside of those 4, if I were to ask you, which player would we miss the most if he was taken off of our team? Who would you say that is?
Wow, that's a phenomenal question. I would say at this moment it would be Diego Gomez.
I agree. Because
I would
part of
say.
me wants to say Bright,
No, but no.
but Diego Gomez gives so much on both ends.
Yeah, he covers
I
so much ground.
I agree with you. I think it's Diego Gomez. Yeah, I'd have to go Diego Gomez also.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think Bright might be a close second.
I mean, Bright, yeah, but then like I don't know, maybe you might get the same thing from Redondo, maybe.
Nah, no way. Leon doesn't defend like Bright, man.
Or maybe
The thing is,
Sutherland
and I see a lot of people saying Alba easy. No, I said outside of the top four.
outside of the
Outside
top
of
four.
Messi, Busquets, Alba, and Suarez. Outside of the top four. No, I see a lot of people saying Jordi Alba. Yes, Jordi Alba. Outside of Messi, I think Jordi Alba is more important than Luis Suarez at some points because I feel like he helps so much on the offensive end.
Yeah.
I'm saying outside of the top four, I think it would have to be Gomez. And shout out to Brighton, which is his future team. They beat Manchester United this morning, 2-1 with a late goal. That was a rough game for Manchester United fans to watch because they thought they had tied, and you should have seen it. The way the ball was gonna go in, and oh my god, what's this guy's name? He looks like Carlito. I forget his name. Starts with a Z. Whatever. He was like sliding in, and as the ball was going in, it hit his knee as it was going into the goal. So they had to call it back. Oh man, that was a Xerxes. Thank you. And they had to take it off. So they were still tied 1-1 after that, and then they ended up losing. That was a rough way to lose.
No, that sounds awful. And Factual Fruit is saying Rojas's left foot is.
Yeah. But you know what? Although I love what Rojas gives us, Gress will and that specific position on the right wing, I think Gress will give us a lot also.
So Justin Blair's chiming in saying yellow card suspensions go 5, 8, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, etc.
So after
I imagine
the eighth
after
one,
11, after 11, it's every 2.
Yes. Okay. So he already had 8. So that means he already served it. So he's at 10 now. So he's only going to be suspended one. Thank you, Justin. So he's only going to be suspended 1 game for the red card. So he'll be able to come back into Philly. And when he gets the yellow card in Philly, then he gets suspended for the following. Okay.
Because he's going to get it.
Yeah, he's going to get it for sure. So we're going to miss him for Chicago. He'll come back against Philly, get the yellow card there, and then we'll miss him for the following game, which I think is NYCFC. Okay. So now we know.
Yeah, the following game after Philly is actually Atlanta United.
Oh, that's right, because it's a Wednesday game. That's
Yes,
right. Okay, so we won't have him for the Atlanta game, but he'll be back for the NYCFC game.
Yes.
All right. Are there any other things that you want to bring up? I can't think of anything. It was a good game. It was entertaining. It sucks that all the scoring happened in the first 6 minutes and there was no more scoring after that. But, and yes, thank you. And do you think that we'll hear any nonsense about Tata?
No, it's going to be crickets this week. It's going to be crickets this week.
What was your favorite moment of the match?
My favorite moment of the match was I don't know. I don't have like a favorite moment of the match.
Okay. Let's see. My favorite moment of the match might have been the David Martinez save, where Kubo had a clear shot at goal, and David Martinez slid and kicked it out right from in front of him, saving that goal. I thought that was a big time play because at that point it's 2-1 and doubt starts to creep in your head because now you're really defending. The momentum might change. They start feeling a little better, and we're down to 10 men. So I think for me, that was my favorite moment of the game.
I'll tell you what my favorite moment of the game was. It was right after the second goal, and I can see Salentano's face right there and tell him how much he sucks. That was my favorite moment of the game. And you know how I feel about goalies, and much more Salentano. So it felt really nice.
Barcelona or Madrid? I'm not sure what you're asking exactly. But if you're asking what teams we root for, maybe I root for Madrid. Chris doesn't really watch it in European soccer, so if that's what
I
you're
roll.
asking,
Yeah, I don't know. I
let's
go
see,
for.
and I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean
I
that's
think
it.
that's it.
Salentino's
Yeah,
ugly face lost. Gets scored on
Drake
twice
Superman
in
punch
7 minutes.
save. Yes, that's when he recovered, right? Because he saved the original one, and then he ran up to it, and he had a couple good. Because sometimes I think he hesitates to run out to get the ball.
Yeah,
Sometimes he doesn't. I thought he played everything perfectly today. I thought he had a great game today.
yeah.
And then Mez asked, "Which one do you like?" Yes, I'm a Real Madrid fan. So, Real Madrid. And you're talking, Atletico. Because they play against each other. Atletico, Barcelona. I don't care. I guess
I am slip.
Atletico.
I am slipping up, Mike V. I am slipping up. A lot of people are telling me that.
And JP, no call, not today. We're trying to figure something out and we love when you guys call in because I think it's really fun. But we're trying to figure out a way to do it so that it doesn't necessarily drag sometimes. Because sometimes we end up having a conversation with you guys, but then it kind of stalls the show. Not that it's a bad thing, but some people we have heard some comments on YouTube. It's like, hey, can we like cut those short or just stop doing it? We don't want to stop doing it. We're trying to figure out how to do it a little more efficiently, right? So we'll get back to that soon. We're just trying to figure out how not to bog down the show.
Yeah, we're cooking in the lab.
Yeah, but yes, that'll be back soon. And Amanda's Atleti. Well, for me, I hope it ends in a draw. I think that's it, Chris. Any final thoughts?
No, that's it, man. Yellow card for all of you Wagon haters. And other than that,
give a red card to the Tata haters.
And a red card to you Tata haters that are going to be chirping like crickets this week. So you guys get the red.
And on Monday, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that on Monday, as long as my wife doesn't go into labor before then, on Monday we'll be having a Tata show. We're going to be talking about, yes, thank you, JP. We're going to have a Tata show where we're going to have a couple guests on talking some Tata nonsense. Not Mike V, but I'm sure Mike V will be joining in and also talk a little Leagues Cup and an Open Cup also, since that seems to be a hot topic. So we'll be doing that. Tomorrow is the Leagues Cup final, Columbus versus LAFC. Who do you got, Chris? It's in Columbus.
I got Columbus.
Okay, I got LAFC.
I got Columbus. But I got Columbus by default. Like, I want LAFC to win, but like, it's written in the cards. Columbus is gonna win.
Man, fuck Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, I
hope
like
Ty
Columbus.
hears that.
Yeah,
I don't mind Columbus. I don't mind Columbus until they beat us. Then it's like, you know what? I don't want them. I don't want to see them succeed right now. I like Cucho. He's my favorite non-Miami player. And then LAFC, Columbus, and shout out to you, Upcode. So as long as that doesn't happen, we will be on Monday talking Tata and Leagues Cup. And I think that's it, Chris.
I got two more things I want to bring up, but go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say real quick. I started watching the show yesterday. I'm probably gonna go watch a couple more episodes with my wife. And if you guys haven't watched it, it's a very interesting show. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if everybody's gonna like it, but if you have nothing to do after we get off of here, I suggest you give it a try. Give it the first 10 minutes. And when you see the first 10 minutes, you're going to see how unique this show is. It's called Kevin Can Fuck Himself. It's on Netflix. I swear. And it's on Netflix, and it's the most uniquely done show I think I've ever seen. If you like, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. But because the thing is, I want you to watch it, but I want you to watch it without me explaining why it's unique. Because if I explain why it's unique, then it might take a little bit away. But so if you watch it for the first time and you realize how unique it is, you'll be like, whoa, what the hell am I watching? Very cool show. I have heard of that show. It's a very, so So yes, I 100% go right now. Go right now and watch Kevin Can Fuck Himself on Netflix. Give it a try. Give it the first 10 to 15 minutes. And then we'll talk about it on Monday because I'm really curious to see if other people think what I think.
I'll try to watch that. I
15 minutes.
I gotta see what I do with these shirts now, though, Danny. Because yellow card for you because you don't want one, right? And you're a bitch. And a yellow card for all of you who didn't go get tickets on StubHub when you could have gone to see a game, and it would have been fun.
And Mr. Spider Pig, no, that's literally the name of the show. Like I'm not cursing just because I want to curse. It's literally called Kevin Can Fuck Himself. And like I said, it's a really good show. And I'm telling you, give it a try. It's really good. I haven't seen Deadpool yet.
Should I raffle the shirt?
Yes, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, okay. We could do that.
Yeah. All right. And I think that's it. Let's stop wasting people's times. If you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening on audio. Please leave us 5 stars, comment, review, all that other good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave us a like, share, tell your friends. If you want to get some unique clothes, batteredfans.com, Battered Herons merch, right? We got some unique shirts here, right? The Herons are back. A couple of things we got going there. And for those of you in the chat, as always, you guys are the best part of the show. We appreciate you hanging out with us for the last hour and 7 minutes. And we'll be back on Monday. Well, I might be back on Monday. If not, Chris and then the guys in Spanish at 10 o'clock. And that's it. So until the next one, have a good one.